Thank you very much, Kostas. Thanks very much indeed. Our Lobby for Cyprus representative on the panel today is Nick Kounourias, who reminded me earlier that I've known him for about 35 years. I wouldn't have put to that.
36.
36. So, at your tender age, you have the floor. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Harry. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Well, firstly, on behalf of Lobby, thank you very much for coming this evening. It's a very, very important event for not just Lobby, but for the entire Greek Cypriot community. And we are here not just to learn about the law, but also to thank all of those who have been involved in this case. And I've noticed that the media, both in Cyprus and in the UK, tends to usually refer to this case as the Orams case, or the Orams decision. And that always upsets me. And it upsets me because I would rather everyone recognise the very, very significant contribution of everyone in the Apostolides team, and also the contribution of the person who actually owns the property, sitting next to me, Meletis Apostolides. Why should we focus? Why should we focus and give publicity to these thieves who are living in his property? We don't do that elsewhere. So let's talk about the Apostolides case, please, not the Orams case. Firstly, I would like to congratulate Mr. Meletis Apostolides, Konstantinos, and also all of the legal team at Home Clinic for a terrific job they have done so far. And every time I see the Orams on television, I get very, very annoyed. I was also in court 3 years ago and saw the celebrations once they had this ridiculous decision of Justice Jack. And to see Linda Orams a few weeks ago on British television saying how upset she was that poor Meletis had been deprived of his property and how sympathetic she was, I thought she was auditioning for a part in EastEnders. But you know, she was doing a very, very good job, but she wasn't very convincing. So obviously at Lobby we welcomed this decision wholeheartedly. Many years ago, when I was in the Foreign Office, I was having a meeting with Lord Hannay of Ankara. And he said to me in a conversation that, in his view, the Cyprus issue could not be resolved and would not be resolved through the courts. And I said to him, well, you say that, Lord Hannay, but what other avenue is there open to us? We tried the UN, we've got nowhere. We tried the British Parliament, you're a guarantor power, we've got nowhere. We've tried Parliament, we've got nowhere. We tried Congress, we've got nowhere. We had just joined the European Union, we tried the European Union, we weren't getting very far then, and we haven't got very far since. So it's about time that we stop trying to rely on other people to sort out our problem, and we try to sort it out for ourselves. And I said to him, you shouldn't be criticising people taking cases to the courts trying to recover their mosaics or icons, their cultural property. You shouldn't be criticising Titina Loizidou for going to Strasbourg and trying to get a decision which she very successfully got in respect of that decision. You should actually be recognising that you have left no other avenue for these people to enforce their legal rights. And that is why we are particularly delighted at the Apostolides decision and the actions taken by Meletis and Konstantinos in Cyprus. But Lobby was set up to ensure that we did things for ourselves. We got very, very tired of always appearing on the same demonstration on 20th of July, walking through the streets of London shouting, Turkish troops out of Cyprus, colonists go home, justice for Cyprus, Cyprus, Kuwait, the case is the same. All very noble, but it doesn't actually achieve anything. So we set up Lobby to try and get things done. And we were the first people to bring Titina Loizidou over in 1998, and we had a seminar here with her. But actually, what I want to get across to you tonight is that although all the people on this panel have in some way been involved in the struggle for Cyprus, it's actually not our event, it's your event. And what I really want this evening in the questions and answers to hear from you what you plan to do on the back of this case. It's time we started doing things for ourselves rather than trying to rely on other people to do it for us. And there is plenty that you can do. Since 2003, it's been possible and not everyone wants to do it, I understand, but it's been possible to cross into the occupied area and see what's happened. I would urge you to go and see what's happened, not for any reasons other than to start collecting evidence. If you don't do it, who's going to do it for you? Go to the property that your family belong. Go and see what's happened to it. See if a house has been built on the land. See if they've put hotel apartments or hotels there. See if a British bank has appeared there. That's happened in one case. Gather intelligence. This may not want me to say this, but I would say go there with a camera, go there with a video camera. Most people, or most Cypriots I know, have got several mobile phones.
Absolutely,
go with a mobile phone, photograph it. Don't get caught. If you think you're going to get caught, send someone else in your place, send your brother. Get a personal investigator to go. There are lots of people already over there that I know. Go there, get evidence, get them on video, get them on film. If you can, use your charm and get into the person's house. Get in there, try and, when they go to get you a glass of water, see what their name is. Go to their house, see what name's on the door. Get that evidence, come back to the UK, try to find out where they live in the UK, if they have any property. A good investigator can find these things out very easily. Get your evidence, then you've got the beginnings of a case. None of these are difficult to do. What is difficult to do, in my experience, is to get the Greek Cypriots to sort out their own affairs. Make sure that your kochania are current. Make sure that the person in whose name the title deed is hasn't died. Make sure that the person who is on the title deed is still alive and is able to bring a case. If you can't do that, make sure you go to the registry and get the title deed in some way transferred into your name. Then you've got a case you can bring. Find a good lawyer in Cyprus, there's one sitting near me, and then bring proceedings in the courts of the Republic of Cyprus. Get judgment in the courts of the Republic of Cyprus. Shouldn't be too tricky, I think. Once you've got judgment there, try to find out if these people have got assets in the UK and then register the judgment in the UK on the basis of this decision. And then hopefully you will have the same type of result that Miledis is going to get, I believe, in a few weeks in the English court. Later this year, Lobby will be arranging a workshop to advise people who want to bring these cases on how to do it. We did this with the Loizilu case several years ago, and that led to many actions being commenced in the European Court of Human Rights. We plan to do much the same for you here. This evening, I know there are many refugee associations here from Famagusta, Leonariso, Aizambrosio, Zeptagomi, etc. Agampus here as well, I've seen them. We'll be talking to each of your associations about how you can bring these cases on behalf of your members. Lobby has always, as you know, stood for the 3 R's, and the most important of those 3 R's is the right of all refugees to return to their homes. We welcome this case because it is all about enforcing and reinforcing the rights of refugees to return to their homes. I'll end by saying something which is perhaps politically inappropriate, but I'll say it anyway. There's an expression in English which is that it's not over until the fat lady sings. Well, I know there's another day, or another few days in the Court of Appeal, but I would suggest that Linda Orams starts singing lessons very soon. Thank you very much.
Hold on, we've got a small contribution, but first of all, thanks, Nick. You ended up on a high note there. But no pun intended.